Imagine this. Police come to your home because you didn't show up for work. They find you there. You're alive. You're speaking. You don't look injured. Paramedics check you out, and then they leave. And after that, your life basically blinks out. No calls, bank activity, or credit card use. No confirmed sightings. Nothing.
And what makes it even harder to process is how ordinary the moment starts. A missed shift turned into a welfare check, then a quick medical assessment. Then the next day, she's gone, made stranger by the fact that the very people who did her welfare check were her coworkers.
What's the emergency?
No problem. All units are
I'm at the corner of Pleasant Hill and John Young Freeway.
1519 East 18.
Welcome back to Crime Solvers Central. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Jace.
Today we're focusing on Tracie Bell, a missing woman who disappeared from Richton Park, Illinois. Her last confirmed contact was March 6th, 2018. And this one hits differently because her last verified contact involves police and paramedics at her own home, literally right before she disappears.
This is the kind of case that makes people say, how does someone vanish after just being seen at home? And the truth is, cases like this often live in an uncomfortable space between a medical crisis and the possibility of something darker. If you're here because you've never heard Tracie's name before, you're not alone.
So today our goal is simple. Lay out the verified timeline, talk through what's known, and then move into reasonable theories without turning this into a rumor mill.
And at the end, we'll talk about how you can help, what to share, what details matter, and how to send tips the right way.
Tracie Bell was 54 years old when she disappeared. She lived in a condo on Pleasant Drive in Richton Park and worked as a secretary for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office at the Layton Criminal Court Building in Chicago.
She was dependable, someone who would call if she was going to be late or miss work. So when she didn't show up, it raised alarms fast.
On March 6th, 2018, police went to her home for a welfare check because she didn't arrive at work. When they arrived, she didn't appear physically injured, but she was described as disoriented. Paramedics were called to check on her, specifically her blood sugar, since she had insulin-dependent diabetes.
She also had rheumatoid arthritis that required a weekly injection, and reports note that she'd had pneumonia earlier that month, so her health situation mattered in a very real way.
Here's where the case turns. The next day, March 7th, Tracie misses work again. Police conduct another welfare check. This time, she's not inside her condo. Her vehicle is still outside, parked, and investigators say the only thing that was clearly missing from her home was her cell phone.
And from that point forward, there's nothing from her. No phone use, no credit card or bank account activity. Tracie has never been heard from again.
Before we go any further, we want to pause and talk about who Tracie was as a person.
Tracie was a working professional with a routine, responsibilities, and people expecting her. She wasn't someone casually drifting out of contact. That's important context because routine is often the first clue. When it breaks, something changes.
She's described as a Black woman with black hair and brown eyes, about 5'8", and listed around 150 to 200 pounds in public summaries.
And one detail that shows up repeatedly is her jewelry, specifically a set of stackable silver rings with semiprecious stones. The Cook County Sheriff's Office notes that those rings weren't located among her personal belongings, and they would typically be kept with her, often in her purse if not worn.
It's a small detail, but in missing persons cases, small can become huge. Items that are always with someone, like phone, keys, wallet, daily jewelry, it helps investigators understand whether a person likely walked out intentionally, stepped out briefly, or was interrupted.
Let's walk through it cleanly, because this case lives and dies by the timeline.
Day 1. Tracie doesn't show for work. The police do a welfare check. She's at home and appears disoriented. Paramedics check her blood sugar. She cooperates and seems okay when they leave.
That disoriented but not injured detail opens a lot of doors, including medical explanations. Blood sugar, dehydration, medication interactions, even complications from being sick recently.
Day 2. She misses work again. Police return. She's gone. Her car is still outside. Her phone is missing. It's the gap between those two welfare checks that haunts people, because the window is tight and yet it's wide enough for a lot to happen.
There's also the fact investigators reportedly found no clear evidence of foul play, which doesn't mean foul play didn't happen. It means they didn't publicly identify signs that prove it. Now, going through the timeline, this is what we can confirm.
We can confirm that the last known contact happened during the welfare check and medical response on March 6, 2018. Reports note that her car was left behind, her phone was missing, and there was no financial or phone activity afterward.
We know her health conditions mattered: diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and recent pneumonia. Unconfirmed in the public summaries is any specific suspect, any confirmed sighting after March 6th, any clear explanation for why she left, or whether she had plans to meet someone.
And that brings us to the part of the episode where we carefully talk through the questions around this case, without turning a real person into an internet guessing game.
A day later, the 54-year-old reportedly disappeared. She failed to show up for work here at 26th in California, where she worked for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office.
It's totally out of her character not to report to work or even call.
But her cousins say only a day before, Bell also failed to call in, and her office asked police to do a wellness check.
When they found her, she seemed a little bit disorientated, and so they called the paramedics and had them check her blood sugar because they found out she's recently been diagnosed as a diabetic.
When you strip the case down to its bones, you're left with one central tension. She was found at home, alive, then vanished, without the usual footprints of starting a new life.
Right? Because if someone disappears voluntarily, you usually see something. Financial movement, a phone ping, a purchase, even a pattern of contact with someone.
And the phone being missing is interesting, because a phone can be a lifeline, especially if you're not feeling well. It can also be the first thing someone grabs in a confused moment, or the first thing someone takes if they don't want you traced.
Also, her car being left behind narrows the possibilities. If you don't take your car, you're either walking or getting a ride. And because of that possibility, we also can't forget to bring attention to the environment. Someone may have taken her from the condo complex, a nearby road, or even her next-door neighbors.
Now we're moving into theories, and we want to say this very clearly. These are not conclusions. These are possibilities people have discussed based on public reporting.
The first and most grounded theory is medical. Diabetes can cause confusion, disorientation, or dangerous decisions, especially if blood sugar is unstable.
And even if paramedics checked her and felt comfortable leaving, that doesn't guarantee she was out of danger for the next 12 to 24 hours. Add a recent illness, pneumonia, and it's plausible that her physical state worsened.
If someone is disoriented, they can leave home thinking they're going somewhere familiar, or thinking they need air, or thinking it's an emergency. They might not bring a wallet or keys, but they might grab the phone.
And if that happened, the next question becomes, did she encounter danger outside? Exposure, an accident, an unseen medical collapse, or ending up in a place where she wasn't recognized.
Another possibility is she left voluntarily, briefly, not to start a new life, not to vanish forever, but to get away, take a walk, clear her head.
But if that's the case, then why is there no later phone activity? Why is there no banking activity? That's what makes a planned disappearance feel less likely, at least based on what's public. Foul play is always on the table when someone disappears and leaves no trace.
Especially with a narrow time frame and the phone missing. Even if investigators publicly stated there was no evidence of foul play, absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence.
If foul play occurred, it could have been opportunistic. Someone noticed her alone, vulnerable, or encountered her outside. It could involve someone known to her.
When the car is left and the phone disappears, investigators tend to look closely at who had access, who knew her routine, and who could get her to leave the home or meet them.
Another theory is about the early hours. Missing persons cases often hinge on how fast information is collected. Camera footage gets overwritten. Witnesses forget. Evidence disappears.
If there were cameras near her condo, along routes, at stores, at intersections, those first days matter. And by the time cases go cold, it's not because people stopped caring. It's because time erases the trail.
Do any of these theories resonate with you? Please let us know in the comments. So, what can you do right now, watching this almost 8 years later?
First, share accurate information. Use Tracie's name, her location, Richton Park, Illinois, and the key dates. Last confirmed contact, March 6th, 2018.
Second, if you have information, no matter how small, send it to the right place. The investigating agency listed publicly is the Richton Park Police Department at 708-481-8956.
You can also reference the NamUs case, MP 50552, when sharing or reporting information, which helps keep tips organized.
Third, be specific. If you remember someone matching her description walking near Pleasant Drive around that time, if you worked nearby, if you had security footage back then, if you heard something that didn't make sense, write down what you remember before you report it. Dates, times, locations, who else was there.
And if you're not comfortable going directly to law enforcement, you can also send tips to Crime Solvers Central, our YouTube channel and website. And we can help route the information responsibly without turning it into online speculation.
Tracie Bell is still missing. Somebody knows something, and maybe they don't even realize that it will make a difference.
Keep talking about Tracie's case, keep the facts straight, and keep pressure on time itself. Because time is what missing persons cases depend on, and it's also what they're fighting.
And as always, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and sign up for notifications. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and stay loud.